Well, my name is Titus Mafulu. I was one of the original organizers of June 21 uprisings here in Atteridgeville, following the uprisings in Soweto on the 16th of June.
My name is Elizabeth Marokane. I got involved with Peli for Life because my younger brothers, all of them, they were involved in the politics of the students' uprising. And then we celebrated the June 16, and then here in Atteridgeville, they started Peli for Life, and then we joined, we continued. That after June 16, here in Atteridgeville, the actual event was on the 26th, commemorating those children who died during the struggle for education in Atteridgeville. Thank you.
Hi, Nagina Nolo Moachi. Lina, one of those Patubao Banebale involved in student politics, culminating into student uprising. So let's say nationally, le rona ne really involved mo go tsona. Ke a leboga.
Masuku, one of the student leaders, 76, and we are part and parcel. We are planning the uprising to boycott the Bantu education and the medium of instruction here, Afrikaans. Thank you.
Okay, can you come and just show us these posters at the back? Maybe the panelists DML Rohono Bona yes, onto the seats. Our videographer, you can come and zoom in. So, Mo
right, Kena Makatumutau, and one of the students, it's a lens of Apatia 1976. The picture on top, ki message, eri Tomilo Honor, but Babaro never observer June 16 or June 21, Nagaronamo Pelenda. But the whole thing by Ira Mchaletabu. And we said June 16 was a solemn period and time. Banababorona Batanoya, Barbayo observer June 16, Kahoya, Koditavene. You can see the contrast between this. So Ratali message
education first.
Education must come first. Alcohol must be last. Or not even there at all.
Okay.
Because we said Banaba Nabaluela education. They were not going to the taverns by Luera. So we wanted to remember our heroes for Banaba, but the message was very clear. The youth must know the history and they must emulate the past, not come with something like this.
One. Yeah. And you indicated while we were in the studio that it was a concerted effort for yourselves as the heroes to target these establishments that
that were seen as symbols of oppression.
And
yes, and one of them was the tavern, the beer halls.
Thank you very much. And then you said something important.
We just wanted to portray, the message is very clear. Hokabona Mola, those are not students, those are workers. So we say the struggle was not only of the students. When the students were shot, it was their parents who came home and said, Mwana ukai, Mwana is hospital, Mwana Togofits. And they also started to revolt, Baluela, the same thing.
June 16, 1976, we associated with Soweto in 1976 on the 16th of June.
Yeah.
You speak about the 21st of June. Yeah. Explain it.
Yes, it is very simple. In Soweto, when the students started 1976, it was something totally new in our country to see students rising up against the government. But it took only maybe 5 days, because if you count from Wednesday, you can see once they started and they were already on the street, if you look at this picture there, remember when they gathered in Soweto, they said, we're going to a big march to go to Orlando.
Yes.
And this is one of the pictures you can see even there, they were marching towards that. And every time they were marching, they were saying, down with Africans, and then Botha and Kruger were part of the insults that they were hurling at them. But they were stopped. You can see the police were already laying them, and those are the hippos. That was a menace. That thing can trample anywhere. It can go on high terrain, on rough terrain, and they are able to carry close to a dozen policemen in that. So they will push tear gas into you, and then. But you can see how brave the students were. They were using gasping leads against bullets, real bullets. You know, in those days they were saying rubber bullets. There's nothing called rubber bullets. It kills you. It wounds you. And that's how the student, you can see that one is wounded already there.
Yes.
And then you can see, this is always saying we are in peace. We are not fighting with you.
So I'm going to try to read it.
Yes.
Vabolaile ma Azania.
Yes.
Ke Foster le Kruger.
Yes.
Ba tshwantse go bolaiwa.
Yes.
Kompol
le di hippo
ke tsa bona.
Swimming pool
ke ya bona.
Ma SB special branches le di mpimpi ke tsa bona. Irene, Pet, Mita, Malaya, Emma, and Trofomo ke bagale ba setšhaba.
So explain this. What does it mean?
Now, everybody hired to a battle, overlay a battle cry, a war cry. This was the hymn, ya Pelendab in Atteridgeville.
Yes.
Heba re ka tšene go a šwiwa. This song must be sung.
Battle cry.
Babulaile maazania,
Babulaile maazania,
babulaile maazania, maazania. Ke Stanley Kruger, ke Stanley Kruger, ke Stanley Kruger. Ere ke tlwele ka re tla re ya re busetsa hape ko strateng. Kompolo ke ya bona, kompolo ke ya bona, kompolo ke ya bona. So this was the battle song, and these places, more operation in here. This was a torture chamber. This was a torture chamber, more Pretoria.
Okay.
Pretoria
where our people were being tortured. Parachute next time because throw down 10 floor stores going down. So parachute.
John Foster Square.
Yes, this was the John Foster Square, Pretoria. And then swimming pool. This young man, Patrick Moloto, was a young student in 1977, and when the schools were boycotted, swimming pool swimming. And then Liburu la Mutunta Patrick. When we buried this young man, Patrick Moloto, you must go research in your house. Check burial Biko, burial this young man. Sometimes they mix. They think that it was for Biko when it was. That's how big.
I was actually hopeful that one of these pictures was because we promised each other.
Unfortunately, I told you we are looking for that picture.
Yes. So
I think this was Patiago Soweto. This was a Soweto thing, but here we're still explaining that picture, that side.
Okay.
Oh, Irene, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first.
You told us about Irene.
Yes, Banaba Hector Peterson. Banaba Hector Peterson, but they don't know the first victim, Yaronamo Atteridgeville. This is Irene Palati. He was shot, conductor Nkomo, secondary school, then Alekamo Library in your school. But the boy shot him.
Okay, then who's going to take us through this beautiful history? So it's almost like it's a museum.
Yes.
It's a political school.
Yes.
It's a historical school.
Yes.
It's the history of Peli.
Yes.
And being told by the stalwarts
Who were involved, yes.
And you thought it is very important to keep it alive and teach these kids.
Exactly.
Can someone just come and explain it better than I'm doing? Kopela ubule mo so your mic can pick up. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Ntate Motau o tlhalositse mo ka di picture tse gore no go etsagetseng. But the most important thing ya event ya today, it was to plow back to the youth, to educate them, to give them our legacy. Gore re tswa kae, re mo kae, and then re lwela eng. Because it was very much important gore bana ba rona ba itse 49 years back gore ha ne re lwa against Bantu education. And the Bantu education ela ne tla le di curriculum tse le all the subjects di ruwa ka Africans. Then ne re lwa against that. And above all, we have noticed gore bana ba rena ona yano, they are losing direction. Instead of following our footsteps, bona ba tsa tsela e wrong ya di nyaope, ya di drugs, ya o tshaba sekolo. Rena ne re ya sekolong go na le corporal punishment. Bona ba ya sekolong ga ona corporal punishment. Ba ba fa di journal feeding scheme ko sekolong ebile ba tsamaya ka transport. Rena ne re sena transport, ne re no tsamaya ka maoto, we had to run. But all in all, I may say that we have achieved that by removing all those things like Bantu education and low change educational department. Ke ka mokgwa o leng teng ke purpose ya this event. Hence, re biditse le role player ya mo motseng e leng Dr. Gwen Ramokgopa, the daughter from Atteridgeville and Sowetowille, and e leng gore o tsene dikolo ba ne ka mang le mang, o tsene dikolo like each and every child kolo primary, high school before aya university ko sfa ko Makhato ko Medunsa. Ke a leboga.
Se maybe go tlaletsa ntwe bolelang ke Ntate Masuku the importance of this event is that other nationalities baga what they call museums to memory gore go etsagetseng na re ka ba rena le a sculpture, a statue e capturing the essence of what happened on that day. Le mo Bible mana lo bolela yona ba re Jacob o bile le tlapa ba bula matlapa. So le rona as that constituency in 1976 ke our way of passing it over to the next generation. Gore this is what happened during this period and this period. Next year it will be 50 years. And il kwisha bohloko. Gore in this 50 years ha re lebella ko morago. Rona will release our leaders from prison to parliament. We have done it. But there is no succession plan beyond the rights. So, ki our way, ya capturing the memory of what happened. All of us, they're involved. Le compound building ya bolelang ka yona. Ba botlhe ba ba itseng compound. Ke ko ne ba re torture maburu. Re fitile ba botlhe ko teng. All these political prisoners ba bona ba tlang Robben Island. Ba fitile da. But now for our generation, we need to share this information. Today, one day, the 21st, ke letšatši le lennyane. Mo Tshwane maburu ba agile di four-tracker monument. Bana ba di four-tracker people as a way of capturing le memory. Le rona re tshwanetse re bereke mo yona. Ka ona mafoko ne re re ke the purpose ya today ka mokgwa re bonang, and it will continue like this. We are hoping that bana ba rona ba tla etsa like a relay. Bana ba rona ba etse to another level, because should everybody here disappear, let me tell you, in Atteridgeville or Peli, the history of that thing is gone.
You know, the Chinese have what they call a century of humiliation. Now, that century of humiliation was when the Chinese were occupied by the Japanese, were occupied by the British, and from where the Chinese were as a country that had developed was actually humiliated by the foreign powers. So they teach their kids even today about the century of humiliation, so that their kids must not forget their history. They must not forget the humiliation that their parents went through. And when they don't forget that, that must inspire them to work harder, to be developed, to ensure that they don't go back to a century of humiliation. So similarly, as South Africans, as black people, we must also have a period of humiliation that we record, we teach our kids, and we say, don't forget June 16, don't forget June 21, don't forget March 21, don't forget all those days when our people were humiliated, were killed, and there were massacres. When they see that and they don't forget that, they'll work harder to be developed and ensure that we don't go back to apartheid, we don't go back to colonialism. So today, when we were here, we're trying to remind the young people where we come from, where we must not go back to, and how we can go forward by our young people to be committed to education, to get good skills, and to ensure that they actually take over this country politically and, most importantly, economically. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, as they already said, I think I'm older, I'm from the older generation. To me, our education was eroded because now they came into power and then it was said that there is no corporal punishment at schools. The children today, they do as they please. They answer back. We, in our generation, you wouldn't answer back to an adult or even to a parent. You listened and you could be disciplined by every parent, even if it's the tate next door or the mother next door, to send you to the shop, you go running, and then you come back and you report that I was sent by this mother next door. But today, if my neighbor sends my child, when the child comes back, I say, how much did she pay you? And so now the morality of the whole Ubuntu is becoming eroded because of the rights that they've given to the children, that your child can go and complain at the police station and say, my parent is abusing me, just because you want to discipline your child. You want this child to take the right route. You want this child to have good manners and respect everybody who comes across this child, and also to maintain the discipline that we grew up with. And also, the teachers today, they are not respected. These children don't respect the teachers. They don't do their homework. They do as they please, and they answer back. So this thing is eroding the morality of Ubuntu in South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please remind them your age.
83.
You are 83 years old.
Yes. I'm the one who went to school without shoes, without school uniform, and the teacher did not say, go back because you don't have school uniform, because I did not go there to go and display uniform. I went there to go and learn, and that is what was happening during our time.
Thank you very much. I hope to come next year, this time to celebrate the 50th anniversary.
Yes, I can be very happy. Yeah.
I'm crossing fingers that when we do that, the whole panel, this whole panel will be there, and we have invited more people.
Yes.
We've got other plans, and sometimes it becomes very difficult.
Thank you.
But when a calendar is blocked, we are able to keep away other plans, just to make sure that it happens and we do not conflict it with other plans. We can't disclose what he was telling me, the plans for next year, because it's much bigger plans.
Exactly.
And I hope the rest of you will be here. Maybe it's the problem for the 21 man. you know, it needs to go to the arena. See, the arena is very cold ka winter.
Yeah.
But we'll find a place where we hope all of you will be here. Because remember, when they say an old tree has fallen, you know, pick up a spear. People don't actually understand.
Yes, what it
Just
means.
one of you, if you leave, what kind of weight is going to be there? And of course, we cannot replace it. We can't take someone to school to say, come and fill in the gap. We can't. I mean, the years of experience and everything is good. So I'm very happy that you guys are here and we're going to love this opportunity when it comes next year with all of you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lebohile, thobela
Ka leboga.
sebaka.